Okay, so this morning we're gonna completely unplug all old tech. I got lots of things I need to do, but we started playing around with some stuff yesterday. So the first thing and the main thing we're doing is these over here. TRS-80, no, it's Tandy TRS-80 model 2000 motherboards. 1, 2. What's in question on these is this board here. Both of them boot up. I had to go out and get a CM1, CM-1, because this board runs at 20 some hertz or something. I don't know how it goes, something like that. So I had also got, that was my plan C. My plan B, actually my plan A, was I bought this for RGB to HDMI, but I still couldn't get the signal in. But I used this on my Tandy 1000 and it worked. Still flickers a little bit, but so that was one of the ideas. I got this first, RGB to HDMI. I can't wait for the new stuff to come out. Soon it'll be like, instead of a Raspberry Pi board here, it'll be like an AI board of some kind. It'll do everything you want. But for now, that's what we got. All right, so I couldn't use that for that, so I had to go out and search for that. So we got that, and then both of these boards. Power on, video, memory count, and then stops. I was told it's probably something on the rail, but this doesn't really have a memory rail. It's got these instead. I think I had gotten a third one. I didn't know what it was for, but now I do. I'm pretty sure this is the one I haven't tested. So both of these motherboards come off the bottom. This here, I don't know if this is the one I bought one online. So in question, is this real? I believe this is the problem, but I'm not positive. So memory, but it also has another memory rail that it connects to. So 1, 2. See how there's 2 rails there? So we're gonna figure that out. But we have to kind of make it so that we can do that. Then we got some other stuff here, of course. Big fan of anything old Toshiba laptops. This one works. It's got 64 megabytes in it. It's an old satellite. Of course, you don't want these just to play games and stuff. Originally, it's actually got a Celeron on it. So this is Windows 98 with a Celeron. That would have been pretty high tech. This one needs a hard drive. But what I need to learn how to do is I bought a IDE to compact flash adapter, but you have to remember you have to use the industrial compact flash. The computer's got to see it as a fixed disk. The retail compact flash, it sees it as a removable. And for the laptops, you have to have a different kind of adapter, which I have one. So that's going to be something fun we're going to play around with. But for now, we're going to work on the other things. So this works, powers on. Takes both of these. Take this Toshiba 15 volt. Toshiba has lots of weird power adapters. So we're going to move this out of the way for right now. And then this one down here is another Toshiba. This one fully works. Also 15 volts. And so we'll come back to that. We're going to play around. I need to make space to... if I can get this to boot up without putting it all back together. So that's what we're going to try to do in a minute here. Let's not lose that. I always end up losing stuff. So. And of course, there's always a million different projects going on my little desk at one time. So yes, there's going to be clutter and all that good stuff. No different than an artist with his canvas full of paint. Same deal. I'm an artist. I got lots of paint going on in here. All right, so we're saying that both of these are in question. Both of them are doing the exact same thing. Booting up some memory count and then stop. And then that's it. No beeps, nothing. So we want to see if I can set this up. So we're going to pull this one out of here. So both of these rails come out. We'll probably have to angle you like that. Get down further. That's about where we're going to be, right over there. Pretty much. So it could be... So we have to hook up some stuff in order to get to the stuff. So let's see how I'm going to do this. So this is the other one that I got to pull this board. But we'll get out of that one for a second. Let's just do one at a time. See if I get something set up here where I can test it. Using my part. Use it for something else. Just gonna play around with these. Alright, so first thing I need to do is I want to find out, is this extra RAM that's here, or is it have to be there? So that's my first question. And this also removes, which is connected to pins similar to these kind of pins over here. So this is a pinned rail right there. So both of these, are both of those required? I believe this has a 186, which I never heard of. I didn't know it was a 186, but I believe that's a 186. This we need. We're gonna put the this is the riser here. It's got some notes here about, it says boot 103 448, boot 103 U47. So something's been messed around with these two, U47, U48. I think that's actually, it's not 448, that's U48. Boot 103 U48, boot 103 U47. That means something. I don't know what, but it does. This pin riser here doesn't really go to anything, but I'm sure it could, right? This back here is keyboard, I think. Keyboard's in the front. I have a keyboard. I found one. Original keyboard. What does that cable go to? I have to think about it for a second. So what I want to try to do, let me think about it for a minute. So first we need a couple of things. So these are the back cards, and I know these work. Memory 128 to 256. It's got a half a rail. I believe that works, but I can never get it to pick it up because it never finishes the boot. So he's saying something's stuck. This is a video card. I have a couple of these. High resolution graphics. But what this also has, which I got some cable things to make something, but I just haven't gotten to it. This board has its own monochrome monitor adapter, the original from the board itself. But I've never been able to test that because I couldn't find an adapter for that. I have one in the cable, and I have to use AI to try to figure it out, but we haven't done that yet. Right now we're going to set this up. I keep saying that. How am I going to do this? Alright, so we got to do it. I need this. There's a screw, a couple screws here. Let me get these screws out of there. These screws hold the rail on. Get these out of here. But I don't want to lose them at the same time. There we go. Those go through and it connects the rail. They haven't really done any video. They did a couple animal videos last couple days. But we'll do this morning. We'll see how far we get. Alright, so what I need power. That's not the board I want either. And I need the riser. So we're going to put some ingredients together here and see if I can test this knot all together. I think I can do it. I'm not positive yet. And this is the riser here. So the riser, let me see, there goes. Let's go back in. So riser goes like this. I think I can do this. So basically all I want to do is just be able to test it. I like testing things bare bones. Big fan. If I can. So this riser goes in there. Come. So it's good and secure to put the other things in. So the bottom rail is video only. Only the bottom rail. This one. So let me get back to that. So bottom rail is video. It's fun because then you can see it all open and everything. See how it actually all goes together. And I took one apart for a video, so there's a video. Didn't realize that just the bottom comes off like this. Once I realized it, then I was like, oh, this is awesome, easy to do. So I took that one completely apart. And then yesterday, I pulled the other board. Just the bottom part, because I've got all the other stuff. The other one is still intact. One's going to get completely sold, all the stuff. And one I might keep, but I probably won't. Probably send them all. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now we need power. I got a keyboard. So we're gonna... What is this for? I can't remember. Disk drives? Disk drives. Power. Yeah. So all I want to do is see what happens without a rail on here. And then put this rail back in there. Oh, no, maybe I should put the rail back on there. Just to keep it. I think this one. But see, the problem is I have one. There's a second one of these that I pulled from this. I don't know if this is the one. Or is this the one that I had purchased off eBay a long time ago. But for now, we're going to put it back on. So something is in question. Oh, it's missing the pins though. So this is definitely not. This is the right one because it's missing the pins. The center pins in the bottom here. I need those so it doesn't fall. So that's almost set up. So let's do this. I gotta come back. Let me backtrack here for a second. I need something else. I gotta go back to this one. So yeah, it's gotta be the one. So somewhere I pulled this from there, but I don't know what I did with it. This one, see, it's missing the pins in the bottom. See the pins right there? That's what I really need. So let's pull this one. Both of these are doing the exact same thing. Lots of wires going on with this one. Even more so than that one. I don't know what all that means. This just pops off and then it just pulls out. See, all this has got to be extra stuff. So on this one, let's not confuse it. This also has got some kind of writing on it here. U47, U48 seem to be the main thing. And then this has got lots of things going on. I see some markings here. 2/24/1986. CR. Whoever CR was. So it's a piece of history right there. It's pretty awesome. So it's got lots going on in there. Wonder why they jump all those legs like that. Wonder what that does. This is for the floppy. Well, I should be able to boot without it, I think. We'll see. Alright. Yeah, so that confirms what I did. So I need to get these out. These. I need these. Oh, cool, they come right out. Yay. that's in question. Somewhere there's another one. But this is the one. But I bought this off eBay, so I don't even know if I bought it working or not. But we should see something different. Right? They both were doing the same thing. So if I put something different on there, I should get a different result. I think so, anyway. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So we're back in business. We'll run it. Now I need to get power on this puppy. Where's the power again? Oh, it's over there. Alright, so let's get the power over here. That's over here. We're getting a lot of ingredients going on here. Okay. Keyboard is over here. So I found one of these. It's an original. It's 5-pin. 1, 2, 3, 5-pin, yeah. Very pricey. Keyboards are real expensive. Model 2000. So it's Tandy TRS-80, not Radio Shack. So this technically is not part of the Radio Shack TRS-80 models, but it did have TRS-80 in it, Model 2000. So that takes its keyboard. I got it really dirty. I cleaned it up a little bit. So it's not too bad. I'm gonna need power and video. I don't need to do any RAM right now. Let's get my power rail over here. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. I need that connected. I need something else connected too. Which is this. That needs to go there. Which is this way. So there's power. I need this connected too. That's just the ground. Stick that under there. Okay. Right? Power. Video, which this has a weird adapter on the other end of it. This is correct, but on the back end of this CM-01, I had to get a computer with it, which is actually really cool. It's a Tandy 1200 HD. I haven't gone through that one yet. That had all kinds of fun extra stuff with it. Alright, so I believe this is plugged in. That's plugged in. What am I missing? I don't know. I think I'm missing anything actually. Just cover that a little bit. So I'll zap myself. No, it's not. Okay. I don't want it to fall in there either. Okay. So I need power in there. This would be the keyboard. So all I want to do is see it go past where it did before. Pretty basic. If it does right away, then we're pretty cool. Switch for the power is over here. I'm afraid it's gonna fall. Power switch is here, there. Alright, so this goes the opposite way. Plug's the opposite on this. Which is this way. That's how the plug goes. Alright, it's a little bit hokey, but hey, that's how I roll. So that's video, power. I tried a different, I'm confident that that's the different Wi-Fi, different. But I still don't know whether this whole rail has to be here, but I assume it does, because I don't see any sort of other rail for RAM. Alright, so what's next? Oh, I need power. I think we're there. Let's get me some power. As always, this is a do not try this at home video. Alright, so I'm gonna move you over for a second. Hold on. Gotta get that plug. Which is over here. Alright. Okay. So let's move this that way a little bit more. What do we think? Looking pretty good? I think so. So the only thing we want to see is over here now. It's power. And then we'll turn it on. On the bottom rail. Do I need the floppies connected? You may need the floppies connected. Shoot, I wasn't expecting that. But what we'll do this then. That was plan A. So we'll go back, double back here for a minute. I was hoping I could just all test it like that, but. So we'll do this then. That's yes. On that way up there. So I got the other case. I can just put this back in the case. That's what we'll do. So that's what we'll do. Alright, so this is what we'll do. Wish I knew I put the other one so I could put the little tabs back on the other one. Around here somewhere. I don't know where the heck I did with it. Put it somewhere. I was like, oh, I'm going to leave it right here so I don't lose it. And then, of course, I lost it. Alright, so let's just take a break. Let's switch out for a second here. Go pull the other piece. We'll put it all back together into one. And then we'll. I expected it to go right to the thing, but it didn't. So, let's get the other piece. almost there. I had to go get the whole other piece. Of course, the thing's giant. That's the other piece. So I'm also not sure if swapping that card out made it not have video either. But what we'll do is we'll put this back in here. Really didn't want to do it this way, but until I can get confirmation of something. And it's kind of a pain to put this back on, but it is doable. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. They all got to go back on there. This is, so all I want to do is swap. It's the CM1, yep, definitely the CM1. Let's not lose that. Again, the other one just completely was torn down. This is my only still one together. Let's see if I can get this thing back on. It's easier said than done, I think. There's a couple things I have to go. Let's see how hard this is going to be. See what I mean? It's kind of a pain. I was planning on just putting it back in once when I was done, testing it the other way, but I'm not really sure what's going on yet, so I have to figure it out. So we're going to have to do this plan. So that's going to be for there. See, it's really hard to see it. This is the hole. See if I got that on there now. Hold on, flashlight. Glasses. Can't see if the pin is either lined up correctly or not. Always put it on there. Yeah, it looks like that is right. Okay. So the pins for the floppies on there. The way to really do this is not the way I'm doing it. Yeah, this is not the way I wanted to do it at all. I was hoping I could swap test everything off, but so there's ground's right there. I can see the ground connection. There's ground connection. Check. What is this? Oh, there's a speaker. And now I have to do this so I can remember what the heck I got going on. So it's always better to have more than one. Then I can do this pretty easy. Easier anyway. I gotta see where these other plugs go. So going by the hole. The hole, these holes right here. So the hole after the hole after is the speaker. And it goes in. So the next hole is the speaker. It goes on this way like this. See, I can't pull it. See, it's pulling this. See that? Right there. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Ah, rats. I Just lost something too. Get the power on there. This has to face in, and that faces to the left. How much further can I pull these? See, everything is just enough to get in there. Aye, man, this jammed me up. We'll figure it out. Have to get power back on there. There's just a little bit more room to pull. Like this says, this goes next, but I think it goes this way. It's only the speaker. I really don't care about the speaker actually. I would like to hear it beep though. I know this, the knob, the groove is in the front. Come at it from a different angle. Yeah, that might be better. Yeah, I can do it from here. So I can do it this way. A little bit better. Definitely this way better. So that goes on there. It's power. Okay. Yeah, I can do it this way pretty much easier. This goes on this way, I believe. And then that goes on that way. I gotta get this speaker. The speaker's the one with the pain. Gotta see what side it is here. Hold on. There's a groove. I need to know which way it is. See that little notch? The notch. It's upside down. Now we're going to be doing it from this way. Using this as my guide. We're over here now. Using this as my guide. That notch is that way, so it definitely faces. The notch faces. There's a little notch right there. Faces this way. So that's what we're looking for. See, to keep pulling this in and out, it's going to be a real pain. But I'm going to pull the other floppies later and see if I can do it that way. Yeah, I got it. Okay, that's the speaker. Speaker's on there. Then this one, the notch. This notch right here faces this way. And that is weird. I just lost it. Where was I? It's where the hole right there, where that hole's filled in, that's where this one is. I think I got it. Alright, so that's really the only way you can do it. Now, I need to get that riser back in the right spot. Alright. So doing it that way and having a little guide helped me out. But I don't need to learn once, and then I can pretty much do it each time. Alright, so we don't want to force this. So now this has got to sit back inside of that riser slot. Because this is completely riser driven. It's got to go through the riser in order to get to the video card and all that good stuff. Let's see. Alright, I'm almost there. This is the most important part, is getting that riser on. Where is it? Should just line up and go in. Okay. I think we're in business. Right? Should be. Ooh, that wasn't too bad. It's doable. Not the way I wanted to do it, but it's doable. So we're just going to leave it upside down. We don't need to. Again, same thing. We're just trying to figure out. So if I turn this on and nothing happens, we're going to have to assume that that card that I swapped out also doesn't work. But we don't know. Alright, before we can do any of that, we need to get the video card back in. The video card we know works. And we know it has to be in the bottom. Check. Alright, I can just do it this way now, I think. I just don't want it to fall through the bottom. I don't think it's gonna though. Alright, so we're almost at go time. Not quite. Alright. So we're back to, I'm not worried about the keyboard right now. So we need power and video now. There's video. And that's power. And then we should be... Take a second to turn on. I don't know why that is. Huh. Unexpected. Shoot. They both worked at one time. Well, up till the memory count. That's it. What did I miss? Plug that? That's not plugged. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board, I guess. Oh, well. Come unplugged. Turn this over. I think this came off. That's what happened. The riser came off. That's what I think would happen. At least I think so. I'm not positive. Let's try it again. I don't really want to put it back together because I don't know what's up yet. stuck out somewhere. The easy way I wanted to do it didn't happen. Let's see if this is what that board's for. Oh, I think I see it. Oh, I think something else came off. I see it. The last connection came off. This one. This one came off. It's gotta be the power switch. That's why it's not working. But I have to go back to the way it was. Again, I only have such a small little space here, so it's not easy. Something giant like this, I gotta keep flopping it around. That came off. The power switch came off. In a little bit, get that switch on. Cables are just long enough to fit everything, right? So wait a minute. Is there another cable? That's the speaker. That pulls right off, that's what happens. So first we gotta get it to turn on before we can do anything here. I'm gonna reset up the other way later on. I want to just see if I can just get the power on. Things go off. No. Hey. I think that first, this is the first time I've tried to re-put this together, and I failed. So I'm gonna start over here. So re-putting these back on is a real pain. Oh wait, let's get this out. Let's get this out. I did better. I was having better luck the other way. But at least I know this cable's got a... I thought I'd have them already tested by now. Swapping stuff, doing all that kind of stuff. I haven't got anywhere yet. Yeah, see, it's not on there. I can't see it. It's 1, 2. It's 1, 2 right there. But see, it doesn't get you when you're way up here. I can't go. It doesn't lock in. It's too far up. Push in and lock in there, but I just can't seem to get that. This one. I know that's what the problem is. Then I need it to go down a little bit, and it doesn't want to go. That has to go down. And I need to stick my finger in there. Plug this in, but it doesn't. But it's not plugging in. Should be 1, 2. It's right here. No, that's not it. Can't see it. I'm trying to plug it into, it's that one right there. See, it's right there, see it? It's the one after the speaker. Determine that, that's the speaker. That's the next one. Wait, hold on. Ground speaker plug. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ground speaker plug. Ground speaker plug. Where's the notch? Which way is the notch? The notch is on the back end. Yeah, the notch is on the back end. I gotta make sure the notch is facing the correct way, which it is. The notch locks into that as a notch. I think your fingers just doesn't fit into the spot that it's giving you. That should just go right in there. Get in there, you little booger. I think that's it. Give it another whirl. I like my other way much easier. But let's see if we can at least get power before we do anything. No, something went on. I'll have to start over there. Bummer. let's just take this out of here then. Let's turn this one again. Let's just get these off now. There's no cables on there. I don't know what's up. Speaker. Power isn't on there right here. It's possible. Let's see if I have this power on there right. Thought I did. Maybe I didn't have that on there right. Eventually I'll get good at this. One way or the other. It's easier to do it the other way than I had it. But let's try one more time and that's it. But I'm going to have to go the other way, I think, again. I can't get in the speaker wire, I can't get it to go. Gotta turn it. This is the only way I can really see it. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna do it that way. We'll come back. I'm gonna regroup. See what happened. I'm gonna switch here. I'm gonna go to this one, the way I had it set up. Go back to this one. The other way was so much easier. At the end of the day, these all do the same thing, but it's just kind of fun to see how they got there. That's the switch. Speaker, I don't have the speaker, but that doesn't matter. Now I can see it fine. See, the notch goes there. And this is the power switch. This is the one that kept falling off. bottom row. Bottom row is this way. Upside down for a minute. Riser. Bottom row. Oh, I forgot to put this on. Need like one of those big giant lazy Susans so I can spin things around. That's a lot easier. Even if I don't get it fully working or if something happens, at least I know what it's about anyway. That's why I look at it. Expensive project. Alright. So back to power and video. Simple concept. Power and video. Hearing something different now. I wasn't hearing before. A clicking noise. Shoot. I don't know what that means. There's a clicking noise now. I don't know why. Now I'm curious this way. So right now I struck out. I'll have to come back to figure it out. This was the original one that was on there. I was hoping I could get these tested, but I ran into a roadblock somewhere. Well, figure it out. Bummer. Power switch. Do one more thing. Go back to the other one for a second. So would a power supply, an exact power supply match to a motherboard? Is that what my problem is? Right, because they clicked, because I took this board, which is with this power supply, and I tried to put it into the other one, and it clicked. Do you see what I'm saying? And then I just swapped backwards with the other board on this power supply, and it clicked. Wonder why that is. Cool. At least I didn't ruin it. I thought I ruined something, which often happens. So what does that tell me? So now it means I need to go back to the other one. Still haven't got one to work yet. That's what the problem was. Is I was putting the other board with that power supply and it was clicking. And I didn't know why. I still don't know why. But I don't know why that is. See, because you listen to this, it takes a second for this power supply to come on. But I never get video. Because we're in the same place that I've always been, actually. So what I have to do is this. Reset. I'm not seeing any video, but I'm still confused. But I think I'm not quite done yet, I don't think. Now that I kind of understand something I didn't quite see before. So let's do this. Clicks if it's the wrong power supply. That's really weird. So we're going to do this now. So this board is not for the other one. So let's pull the other big one away. I'm going to switch this out. These are still in question. Let's do this even though it's a real pain in the buns. But I think I get it now. Yes, I think I do. Not super positive yet, but this one's in question. Should have had video, I'm not sure. But this is the one that was with this one. So let's regroup here. And let's go back to the process of just swapping this board. This is the one that I don't know about. Actually, they're all in question, but could be the other side of the rail too. Alright, so let's see if we can do this one. Lots of weird wires going on here, so maybe that power supply is somehow modified. Alright, now the fun part again. Well, not really, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're just going to do it as if we're just going to swap this one. That's it. We'll call it a day for now. To move this like 10 times in order to do this. So what we do is just swap board. Check. I gotta see it. And of course the thing's not light, so. I just assumed the power supply would be the same. I don't know why it would be different. I'm missing that point. At least nothing happened to the power supply. I got nervous there for a minute there. But they were both doing the same thing, so I'm like, what? What's up with that? That's gotta mean something. I need like 6 hands. 6 hands would be great. 4, I could do it. 4 hands would be cool. I can't see it. This used to have this used to have lights on it, which would be awesome right about now, but it doesn't. See a little better. I don't want to bend the pins either. That one's in. Now the fun stuff. It's easier to do. Ground. Power. We'll get back on. Let's do it this way. This other way I did it before worked out the best for this. This way. Yeah, this way works the best. Sorta. First I thought I didn't have the power plug on there, right? But it's definitely on there, right? Power plug's on there, perfect. Then it's power plug. I forget now. Again, back to reference. Power plug. Ground, speaker, switch. We said power plug, ground, over here. Power plug, ground, which is here. I thought this is the easy way to do it, but I didn't do that either. Ground. Power plug, ground. Power plug, ground. Then speaker. This way. So I can't see it, that's the problem. See the little notch right there? It's gotta go. Almost had it. I can only guide it by what I can see, which is nothing. Force it on it, should just go on. Okay, speaker. The last one, the notch is on this end for the switch, which becomes the hardest part. So I have to go closer. Can't be as far out as the other ones. Doesn't give me much to play with here. So that's speaker, so we're over here now. There it is. It's definitely on there now. So all the way. So that's the easiest way to do this now that I know. And then finally getting it back into its seat. Cool. Ooh, that was big. That leg accent was a little bit easier that time around. Alright, so now I want to put in video cord. Which is the bottom one. Okay. Alright, almost there. Ew, I learned a lot already, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so if this doesn't power on, I'll be really disappointed. Don't worry about the video part. That wasn't good. Oh, I got power, but what the heck was that noise? Bummer. To hit a couple screws on this, I don't think it'll. Let me just tip this over. So maybe the cable came off. Alright, I think I'll just leave it at that. So the power is to the power board. Let's see. It's really hard to mess around with this because of this. See, it wasn't making any noise before. It's just lots of, it's hard to maneuver in here. I thought I had it on just right. I thought it was on there correctly. just have a light here, it'd be perfect. I'm pretty sure I had it all lined up right. Can't see it though. That's heck now. Can't see it all now. It's easier before because I had more room. I don't have any room now. Nope, it's definitely not it. I do want to see something though, so let's take this off for a minute. Hold on a second. Before we do that, let's just check something first. I don't think that plug is on there right. So what I do notice is that without the hard drive, without the floppies connected, I don't see a screen. So that I just realized. That's what I was trying to check. That's why I'm doing it the other way. I have it set up. It's not working because I don't have. So now we got to get that floppy back on there. So that's good news there on that. I will retest it the other way. I gotta find the cable though. Whole problem is the fact that it's really hard to get in here. A little bit further over. Pretty sure it was on there. I'll end up taking this one apart anyway. But we did figure out a couple things. Well, a couple things I learned is that for some reason the power supply has to match the motherboard. I don't know why that is. But we see it's got lots of weird wires going on, so maybe this. Both these are weird wired in some way that the power supply is too. Man, I can't see this darn thing. I need one of those head things with the light on it. I don't have one. Alright, so let's see. I'm in the grooves now. I'm rolling, man. I'm completely in the grooves. definitely in all the way. It's definitely lined up correctly. One more time, and that's it for now. I'm gonna go find the other cable. We'll reset up my other way later on. So the video board goes back in. Yeah, I never even knew anything about these until I got one. That's what I learned just from getting them. I never get them to fully work, but don't matter. I know I was getting video on these before. I was getting to the scroll, but now I'm not getting the scroll at all. Alright, so we'll leave it at that. So we kind of learned some stuff. We're going to reset up the other way, because now I'm back to powering on. No video. Oh, let me see something back here. The plug is in. It's not making that noise anymore. All the way in, everything's in. Pretty sure everything's plugged in correctly finally. But no go. And the only thing I did was swap this board. This. But now I need to get it to go back to at least showing me the counter, which I have not yet. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. Pretty fun.